Hey, what's up, guys? It is the season 2 premiere of Blonde Ambitions podcast. I'm your host, Dianna King. Today, I have such an exciting guest with us. He is the director of Sean Michael Management, where he is an agent. He is also an actor. He actually just finished He Loves Me Not. He's a dancer, he's a singer, he's an expert mentor, an amazing mindset coach. Wendy Elaine Wright's right-hand man. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Perez.
Hey guys. Thanks for having me, Diana.
And you are an agent, and I should say Sean lives in Australia, so time difference is really big. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon here, and over there it's what, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Yeah.
Like the next day.
Yeah.
So we're like today's Sunday for me, and for you it's Monday. I kind of gravitated towards you because you were a dancer and read that that's kind of how you got your start in the whole industry. And I love that because that's where I started. Tell us a little bit about you and how you got started and, your dancing career too.
Yeah. So, growing up in a Filipino household, singing and dancing was always there, part of the culture at every family gathering, every birthday party, Christmas, etc. But in when I was in grade 10, I joined my first dance class as part of a high school dance competition called the Rocker Stedford Challenge, which unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, but it was a really great platform for Australian high schoolers to get their start in the entertainment industry. The very next year, I started salsa classes, and then 6 months later, I started teaching salsa at that school. Moved to Queensland, which is the state north of where I am right now, and I studied my Bachelor of Music and Musical Theatre, and then came into the industry doing musicals, and then I entered an age gap that exists in Australia when it comes to musical theatre, and so when I entered that age gap, switched over to acting. But in terms of the dance itself, salsa, I was competing in Latin ballroom competitions. I moved into commercial jazz funk hip hop, started teaching heels choreography, even created a 4-week course for heels for women, not just in terms of dance, but just in posture, strength training, how to last in heels for an event, for the workday, etc. Became a group fitness instructor and personal trainer, and so taught dance fitness as well as dance classes at the gym as well. But yeah, most styles of dance I cover. I think the only one I don't really do is contemporary. It's not really my jam, but everything else I can pretty much do.
Do you tap at all? Did you ever learn to tap
Yeah,
dance?
so in our musical theatre degree, we had our jazz tap.
Oh, okay.
They were our standards.
Tap was probably one of my favorites, to be honest. Tap is so much fun.
I loved tap. I couldn't do tap. I have ballet ankles. I don't have tap ankles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. And my point, I tell you, my point is like that.
That's crazy that in the modern or contemporary is not really your thing. That's crazy.
Yeah. My brain just never really understands it. I appreciate it as the dances and the athleticism behind it, but my brain, when it watches it, it's like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's so beautiful to watch too. It's so beautiful what some people can do, for sure. Yeah, see, that's funny. Modern is like my go-to, I guess. It's like I love like the flowy and stretch and like all those things.
Yeah.
Hip hop is challenging for me.
I love it.
Because I was a cheerleader and everything was so like isolated, and hip hop is the absolute opposite. So
it is.
It's like I got to get that cheer out of me at some point, because
you gotta get down and dirty for hip hop.
But like you do so much though. I mean, besides dancing and stuff, you also sing. You did a KFC commercial too last year, which was hilarious. How is it filming that?
It was good. Look, so I was lucky with the commercial. It ran for 12 months, and then they extended it for another 4 months after that. It was great. It was a full 10-hour day on set. I was the hero of that commercial. For those of you who don't know what hero is the billing term that we use in commercials in Australia for the lead of the commercial. That experience was fun because I got to crowd surf for the first time. I'd never crowd surfed in my life, and I'd always been scared to crowd surf or anything to do with being carried because I've struggled with my weight for so long, over so many years. So I've always had this like psychology of don't carry me. So, yeah. But it was fun. It was fun to be carried. It was fun to crowd surf for the first time, and I got to eat KFC fried chicken for like 4 hours straight.
That sounds so good. It's so funny.
The food stylist, I tell you, the food stylist said you will never eat KFC like this ever again, and they are so right.
Did you get sick, or are you like, I am so done? I cannot eat one more freaking piece of fried chicken.
Look, the first few bites are very much a novelty, you know, and then after a while, it they give you a spit bucket. Let's put it that way. So after every take, you spit it out.
That's smart. That's smart. Yeah, the crowd surfing would make me nervous. I'd feel like, okay, don't touch me. Like, don't grab me, or like, don't, like just pass me along. Don't like do anything
Right,
crazy.
because the people underneath who were actually carrying me were stunt people, so I felt really safe.
There you go. Yeah. And then your movie that you did, He Loves Me Not. I mean, so good. How was that? That your character was Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey.
Yep. And it was directed by Tam Sainsbury. It's like a feel-good, fun movie, I feel like.
The way they wrote it and directed it was very much a classic rom-com, very much the typical rom-com story structure, but with its own little twists, especially for the location that we were at. So it was filmed on an island called Gari, and Gari is the Aboriginal name for the island, which the locals are still coming on board with, but it's a beautiful place. The Gari literally translates to paradise, and the Aboriginal story that comes with it is that there was a male and a female Aboriginal spirit that got brought down to earth to create the land, animals, humans, etc. And when they were done with their time, the male spirit was like, okay, time for us to go back. And the female spirit was like, no, I love it here, I'm going to stay. And so the deal was she was going to stay and look after the island, look after the animals, and then the man created humans to keep her company on the island. And it literally is paradise, I tell you. I got to live 3.5 weeks on the resort that we were filming in. So I got to live 3.5 weeks resort life, and I had the best schedule. I had 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. So the days that I had off, girl, I was going out doing all the island activities, I tell you.
I was going to say, did you get to stay there for one? And two, if you did, what did you do? Because it looked like, I mean, I don't even want to say a postcard. It's way better than a postcard.
It is absolutely gorgeous. I mean,
pure paradise. Like
I would literally be like sitting at the dinner table waiting for everyone to come back from set, and then they'd be like, "Oh, what did you do today, Sean?" Knowing that I got the day off, and I'd be like, I just went on a whale watching tour and saw dolphins and whales for 5 hours, just casually.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal. I did a day tour which literally took you all around the island for like 8 hours, all these different locations around the island, all these different activities around the island. Like I saw wild dingoes that are native to the island, and these dingoes specifically only on this island have this hunting tactic that's only seen on this island, where you have the whole pack hiding in the bushes and only one dingo comes out to attack the prey, and as the prey is trying to escape the attack, the rest of the pack will come out of the bushes and surround it and force it into the water to drown, and then they'll bring it out of the water to feed. And they've only seen that on this island with the native dingoes.
Wow.
There's a lake called Lake Mackenzie, and Lake Mackenzie is pure rainwater. So you can open your eyes, you can drink the water, nothing hurts, nothing salty, it's pure rainwater. Like, this place is absolutely magic, I tell you.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. First of all, what's a dingo?
A dingo is a wild Australian native dog. It's kind of like our equivalent of your wolves.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a native dog to Australia.
I was thinking like a kangaroo.
Sorry,
like some sort of another kind of kangaroo or something. And I'm like, what is a dingo?
It's got like a red sort of color to its coat, and it's about the size of your standard domesticated dog, but it's a native dog that's native to Australia.
That is so cool. Yeah. I know a girl, one of my friends, her sisters moved to Australia, and she said it was just like it's so different. Like the insects are crazy over there. Like, like the animals and stuff are like, it's all different. Like, she's like, I'm so scared of spiders, and they're all over the place, and they're like this big.
They are that
I'm like,
big,
hell no.
Yep.
That's crazy. I don't know how you guys do that over there.
Look, you see it more as you go inland compared to the cities. The cities, you'll get them here and there, especially when it's raining, because they themselves are trying to find shelter. But the more inland you go towards the bush, the more frequent they.
I would be freaking out. I hate insects, bees. I can't do it. Nope. Bye. I will run. I was at lunch the other day with some girlfriends and we were sitting on the patio and like bees just kept flying at our table and stopping at our food. And I got up and I was walking around like over by this other table and I'm like, oh my God, there's a bee over there. It was awful. It was so awful. It was bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you're staying towards the cities, the most you'll get is flies most of the time, so you'll be okay.
Yeah. I would love to go to Australia someday. I would love to come and visit and, do the whole thing. I think it'd be
You'd
fun.
love it here. You
I
would.
would.
Yeah, especially our summer. You would love it during our summer.
Yes. When is your summer in Australia?
Your winter is our summer.
Okay. So that's true.
Yeah, because opposite hemispheres, opposite seasons.
Wow. Okay. Duh. I didn't even know that.
Because you guys are just going into your fall. We're just coming into our spring.
So you're coming out of winter right now.
Correct. Yeah.
You guys are coming out of hibernation. You're like ready to go. It's probably getting so beautiful over there. I love that. And then you guys had at the Gold Coast Film Festival, you guys had your viewing.
And
yes, you looked, it was so fabulous. Yeah. I was all for it. I was like, hell yeah, scrolling through your thing. I was like, yes, go Sean, yes. It was on point. You were killing it. That was probably such a fun night. You looked great.
It was so good, yeah. Those heels were like a feature in the film, which is why I needed to bring them to the premiere, But I love my fashion. I was a stylist for like 3 years. I'm a stylist again currently. So I just love playing with clothes.
Yeah. It's such a fun way to express yourself, It's such a fun way. And I was just telling somebody before this that I don't really get to wear, I'm a mom, so I don't have a lot of time to go and do fun things or dress up for things. So when I do my podcast, I like to, dress up a little bit or wear a shirt that I wouldn't normally wear out or something, because it is a way to express yourself. And, I don't know. I love it. And just
you feel good, you look good, right?
Yeah. That's what it is. It makes you feel so much better. And it's like self-tapes or auditions. Sometimes when you're playing that role where maybe you are a wedding guest or you're, something and wearing the heels or wearing something to make you feel, okay, I'm really here. Like I'm in this, to give you that, confidence. No one ever sees the heels, but just having them on, it gives me confidence. Like, okay, I'm here. I don't know.
For me, it changes how you carry yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. You explain it way better. Yeah. It does change how you carry. Yeah. And that's one thing I love about you too, Sean, is I respect you so much because it's like you're so careful with how you say things, what you say, how, and I really respect that because you're so mindful of other people. And so I love that about you. And you're really helpful. You help hundreds and thousands of actors every week with mindset. How did that become such a big part of your life?
I don't know if there was like a singular situation, but I mean, I've had mental health stuff happening since I think my earliest diagnosis was 10, so I was quite young when with my own mental health awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Being in the fitness industry, as you would know, you have to be careful about the language that you use and how you speak to people, because people are really vulnerable in the gym, in the studio, when they're talking about their health and fitness, no matter what their goals are, whether they're a skinny person trying to get more weight or whether they're a bigger person trying to lose weight. Everyone's on their own journey and you don't know what they've struggled with,
Mm-hmm.
Mental health and language, especially with me, like English is my second language, so the use of language I'm quite aware of, because it is important. It's got different meanings, and especially English itself is so hard as a language because there's so many different meanings for the same word, so. And then even like as an actor, as an actor and then as a agent slash manager representing actors, again, the language that you use, creative people are very not only intuitive, but they're sensitive as well. And so,
Yeah.
and then psychology and how psychology works with the human condition, being that we are negatively hardwired as humans, as a species, add that with the sensitivity and the vulnerability that creatives have. It's a potion for disaster if you
I
use
was
the
just
wrong
gonna
word.
say that. We just feel so much like,
And and it's
yes,
very easy to create assumptions about things if it's not going your way, and that's not even a creative thing, that's just the human thing. Again, it's a psychology thing as humans. So
yeah,
it's really about, I think for me, mindfulness, mental health, all of that sort of stuff is really important, not just as creatives but as humans as well.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because I struggle with, I think things come when I say things, I come off the wrong way sometimes, and I'm really trying to real. It's taken me a lot of years to realize that how I come off can be really short, maybe, or however I come off. So I'm really careful.
Yeah.
Like I'm really careful, like how I speak. I don't want. I guess I'm kind of like a people pleaser too. Like I want to make sure everybody likes me. I want to do the right thing, and I know that that's not the right thing to do. I know that you shouldn't really care if people like you or care about you or whatever. But yeah, it's so hard when you just feel feelings like so deep. It's hard not to let things roll off your back. I'm always like, what did I say? Oh my God, did I offend somebody? Oh, and then I have anxiety. Then I can't sleep. And then it's like, then I have to call somebody and be like, did I say something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm
I
so,
do.
like, how do you
Is that
over
deep
that?
because of, again, it's ingrained in ourselves as a species for survival, right? Humans are pack animals, so you have to follow the trend. If you don't follow the trend, you get kicked out of the pack and you're a loner, and then you're more prone to dying, right? So that's why we people please, because we want to be part of the pack, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's not about necessarily people pleasing or saying the right thing. It's about finding the tribe it's finding your pack, finding the pack
Mhm.
that will accept your opinions because they're part of who you are.
Yes, yes. And I love that because with Hollywood Winter Circle, I feel like I found a really good core, amount of people that I really can talk to, that I feel I trust, and I feel like I can be myself, because that's the most important is, struggle showing my true self a lot, probably all the time, because I just don't, again, I don't want to like offend somebody or be mean without intending to be mean or whatever it is. And I know that a lot of people struggle with that because a lot of people don't feel accepted. And so, yeah, and I just love how you are able to help so many people through Hollywood Winter Circle, really, just because we have those mindset classes sometimes that you get on and talk to, we explain what we're going through, and you really talk us off the ledge, so to speak. And, and it's really helpful. And, I don't know. I just really gravitate towards you for that. And it's very inspirational. So, yeah, Hollywood Winter Circle is amazing. It's like a group of actors with amazing mentors that are in a group together, and we do monologue Mondays and we do type Tuesdays. And Sean is like a huge part of all of that because he is one of those, he's one of the mentors, and he does do like a mindset class, which is so amazing. You just do so many great things for people. So I just want to thank you for that. Let's switch gears. Let's talk about comedy,
Yeah.
because that's like your specialty.
Yeah.
And I love how I love your examples to describe comedy. So
There's a few
tell
out
us.
there.
Yes, I love it. So, yeah, explain just to the people, what comedy's all about, because I think it's great.
I mean, look, when you read a script, you could take it into a comedic way, you could take it to a dramatic way. It's how you approach it, which is what's going to make the difference, So the way I like to explain comedy essentially is comedy is drama happening to you and not happening to the other people, which is why the other people can have a laugh at it. So if you think about when you're walking down the street with your group of friends and you trip and fall over, it's dramatic for you, but it's comedy for them because it's not happening to them. so they can have the laugh, right?
Yes.
Whereas
Yes.
when your friend falls over and trips, you get to have the laugh at them because it's not happening to you, but it's relatable. And
Right.
that's why it's funny, because it's relatable and it's not happening to you. You're not experiencing the pain. And so that's where
Yes.
it comes from. It comes from the
Yes.
drama happening to someone else.
Right. And comedy's all about, timing. You have to have that great timing.
It's probably the hardest genre that you could do because it is such a technical genre which requires pace, timing, understanding how the writers have written the jokes, and then how to execute the delivery of the jokes. And it's also a teamwork genre as well. You can't do comedy alone. It has to be with other people because either you're setting up the joke for them or they're just setting up the joke for you. But all of that while making it look natural.
Yes.
That's
the hard part.
Because you will see you will watch developmental actors and they're really natural, but it's not funny because they don't have the technique, or it's really technical, but it doesn't look natural.
Got
We're
it.
trying to find the balance of having both in synchronization.
That little sweet spot. Yeah. And talking about that, this Friday we have so every month in HWC, you do a monthly challenge with a script. And this week's script is a comedy.
It is.
Schitt's Creek comedy. So that should be fun. I'm really excited to get that done.
I wanted to give you guys a comedy because it's been a few months since we've done that. But also the scene that I've chosen is very classic sitcom structure. There's really good, well-written jokes that you guys should be able to identify really easily and execute really easily because the writers have just written it really, really well. So it's really up to the actors at that point to figure out how to do the jokes for themselves in their own way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's hilarious. I can't wait to do it and see everybody else's too, because everyone's got their own take on it, right? So I'm so excited.
Funny, that's right. And as an actor, you got to figure out what your funny is.
Yeah, you got to bring yourself to that part. Bring your little wit, whatever it is that you have, your flavor, execute that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've taken improv, but I haven't really done anything aside from that. So I would really like to get into comedy. I've naturally like a very sarcastic humor anyway. So I think it'd be fun just to like be that sarcastic girl, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, find your way of how you can insert that in there.
Yes, and I think I have.
I'm so excited.
Excited. I've already done a little work here and there on the script. Also, actors out there, Sean does do career consultations to help you with your package and things like that. And I will put his website in the comments or the info section, along with a link if you want to join the Hollywood Winner Circle course. You get to see Sean every day. Pretty much, almost. Yeah, your mental health is really, really impressive to me. So for actors, and I'm asking for myself too, I know that this is asked all the time, but in between gigs, how can actors keep their hopes going and their mental health in a positive state instead of dwindling down when things are going bad? Like right now, the last year or two, it's been really up and down. Nothing's been really going on. Obviously create your own content, but mind-wise, how can we stay focused and on track for when things do come and keep that hope going?
I think it's really about having a life outside of acting.
Yeah.
As weird as that sounds, because it sounds almost counterproductive, but if you're putting all of your eggs into the acting life basket, then when that basket disappears or takes a pause, then you're screwed. And then you feel lost. You feel like you don't know who you are. Whereas if you keep maintaining a life outside of acting, you've always got something to come back to. You've always got something to rest to. If you ever need to step away from the acting and just be human again, you've got that. And this is a thing. There was a casting director, Dave Newman, here in Australia. He cast for a ton of international stuff. And during pilot season, he's the local casting director for CBS. He told me, always take care of the human first, because the human can take care of the actor. But the actor can't always take care of the human.
Wow.
Right?
I so feel that.
So if you have your life established, that's going to be the thing that grounds you and keeps you mentally sane and mentally healthy while you do the acting thing.
Yeah, that's so true. And do you think by doing that, you're setting yourself back because you know how they say, like, do one thing every day to, like, benefit your acting career, right? If you
Yeah.
take a break, do you feel like that's a setback at all? Or, I mean, I guess it's just how
Look,
you view it,
especially
really.
with the rise of hustle culture right now,
Yeah.
hustle culture says you have to be doing a lot every single day. But rest itself is productive because
Yeah.
rest is refilling your cup, whether that's your emotional cup, your energetic cup, whatever, right? You can't hustle when the cup is empty. You can't run the car when the gas is empty. So by taking a rest or taking a break or taking a pause, that's still productive. It's just productive for self rather than productive for the outcome.
Yeah.
So again, take care of the human, the actor will be taken care of as a result. So you can
Yeah.
still do one thing every day because rest is part of that thing that you're doing every day.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. See, you're so good at this stuff. Like, you're so good. You just like make you.
That's right.
What about actors that are kind of on a plateau? They're not in the beginning of their career. Maybe they've booked a couple of things. Maybe they're not big things. Maybe it's like a short film and a student film, and they've been in acting classes for 4 years and they're not getting any bookings. What do you what would you say to an actor to get off that plateau and make it to that working actor's title, if you will? Like.
Yeah, I think there's a few things that can be done. I mean, reviewing your package, and like by this point you've definitely got a package that works, right? Otherwise you wouldn't be getting these auditions. But now it would be about strengthening the quality of the material. Assessing the actual acting itself. How believable is it and how believable more can you make it? How marketable is the quality of the material, and how much can you increase the actual quality, the sound, the lighting, the camera design, the camera, etc. Having a look at your marketing strategy with your rep, because at this point you've probably got a good team behind you, otherwise you wouldn't be auditioning again. Because if you're auditioning, your package is working, right? But is your package only selling you at a co-star level? Can it sell you at a guest star? Can it sell you at a recurring, right? So looking at the marketing perspective of how is it selling you, and who are you selling to as well? Are these the casting directors that you want to be working with for the shows and films that you want to be working on, right?
Yeah.
And then because it's all about controlling your controllables, right? You can't
Yeah.
control what casting think of you, what the director thinks of you, what the producer thinks of you, but you can control what they watch and how much of it that they watch, right? Or what they look
Yeah.
at. So making sure that you're able to control your controllables and increase the quality of those controllables as well. Because it's well and truly fine to say, yeah, I have headshots, I have a resume, I have a show reel, I have clips, but are they good? Are they great? Are they the
Right.
best? Right.
Yeah.
So think about
Yeah.
increasing the quality of your package. And
That is a
then
really good
networking.
piece of advice. That is really good piece of it. Really is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you can control, right? And then
Right.
networking. Like going to networking events, going to film festivals, going to casting director workshops, producer workshops, director workshops, just meeting these people so they know who you are, right? And
Yeah.
part of networking isn't just in person, but it's also online. Because of social media today, this is the most accessible anyone in the world has ever been at any time. There's nothing stopping you from DMing someone, whoever they are, right? It's up to them whether they accept to reply to your DM or not. It's up to them if they choose to accept your follower request or not. But at least by putting yourself out there, you've tried.
Yeah.
Because if you
Yes.
didn't try, it was already a no.
Yeah.
At least this way, you're giving them the choice to say no.
It's
So would
true.
you rather
Put
say no
yourself
to
out there.
yourself, or would you rather them say no to you?
Right. And then in the unknown and the what if. What if I would have sent that DM? What if they would have? Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard to put yourself out there, I will tell you that. But I've done it. And, I worked the film that I was in last summer, DM'd or emailed the one of the producer or director, sorry, not the producer, the director. And I asked him and I was like, hey, would you come on my podcast? And can we have you on? We'll talk about the movie, whatever else you've got going on. And he did. And he came on and we talked. And now we have a great relationship. And I DM him sometimes if I have like a thought, like, hey, if you're doing the soundtrack, call me and I would love to do like background vocals for something. Or, I'm like, throw me, let me sing one of the songs. I'll sing something on the track, whatever. But like just putting yourself out there and actually doing it is the hard part. But Yes. The answer would always have been no if I wouldn't have done that. And now it's like, we have certain things that now we're going to be working on together because I did put myself out there. So, yeah,
And
you're right.
nothing ever comes out of you just saying hello. Nothing bad comes out of you just saying,
Yeah.
hi, how are you?
Yeah. 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 And as long as you're doing it for the right reasons and your intentions are good and you're not like bombarding somebody, don't be that person. Just be cordial and yeah, and just be normal. Don't be like DMing them all the time. Just don't even DM them for a while. Just, yeah, get to know somebody first.
That's it. And if it's something that you need or that you can offer it or ask that question and then leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least
Yeah.
you've done the job in putting it out there. That's it.
Right. And then another thing I guess we can do in between gigs and things like that is create our own content and make those short films. And again, I keep talking about HWC, but we have our own little film festival and you literally, yeah, it's like a real film festival and you make a movie and there's a best actress, there's I want you to talk about, Sean, if you can, what the importance is on those film festivals. I mean, I think people aren't really into them as much as maybe they should be.
Yeah, look, film festivals are a great space because you've got that like-minded community already of people who love film, who love actors, who love production, who love storytelling. At the end of the day, they all love storytelling. And where else are you going to find a community about storytelling other than a film festival?
Right.
Actors need to find directors and producers. Well, a film festival because they've got their films showing, right? And directors and producers, they need actors. So for the films that they're producing. So where else than a film festival, right? And then there are workshops and panels that happen as well. So it's not just entertainment, it's also educational too. So not only are you getting networking, you're also getting free training and free information.
It's a win-win, I feel like.
You can
Yeah.
get to the if you can get to the after parties or the ceremonies, it's a really social place to naturally network. And network isn't a scary word. Networking is literally just this. It's just talking to someone.
Yeah.
And when a director wins an award or a producer wins an award, congratulations, there's your icebreaker.
Right.
It's probably one of the easiest places where you could network.
Yeah. Instead of sending out a random DM into the universe.
That's it. Because you're doing it right then and there with your buyer directly.
Yeah. And make those short films and enter them into those festivals, and get your acting out there too. I feel like there's so many wonderful people in HWC that have done that and have won awards at short film festivals like you did too.
Yeah,
right?
we've got plenty of awards now.
Like you are winning awards, like you're just pulling them out of it. Here's another one. Hey guys, I got another one. Guess what? No surprise there, but
and when you have those award wins as an actor, you let your reps know and they can use that as pitching material, as submission material, because these awards and achievements tell the industry that that people in this industry think you do good work. Because a lot of the panelists at these festivals, a lot of these judges at these festivals are working industry professionals themselves. So you are literally being recognized by the industry for your work.
It's such a good place for actors, to submit their and keep us working really, and have a place for us to show our films.
And also the big celebrity actors are doing that themselves. They're just doing it at a larger scale. A lot of actors wait around to be cast, whereas celebrity actors are casting themselves. If you look at Nicole Kidman's IMDb, she's got something like over 52 projects in development as a executive producer. Margot Robbie, Reese Witherspoon, Melissa McCarthy, Ryan Reynolds, Rebel Wilson, all of these people are executive producers. If you go to their IMDb Pro, you will see all of their projects in development. It's nuts.
Yes.
And then they just cast themselves.
Yeah, Reese Witherspoon, I've been noticing her the last few years. She has been just grinding. She really has. She's like attached to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
And even the
killing it.
big success with Deadpool, you know, Ryan Reynolds. I didn't realize Ryan Reynolds did Deadpool 1 and 2 as a producer, you know.
Oh,
But
wow.
he produced that right from the start.
Wow. I see. I love how actors are so multi-talented. You know what I mean? It's so natural for actors to have multiple different
And then you
outlets of
also
talent.
you get to understand the different hats in the industry as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I remember when I was first casting my very first project, which was a 10-episode web series. And there was this one scene that I wrote that I knew I wanted one of my friends to do. And she self-taped and it wasn't great. And so I gave her direction, self-taped it again, wasn't great, gave her direction. And we probably like self-taped back and forth maybe 5 or 6 times and it just wasn't working. And then I found this other actor and I got her to self-tape, first tape, straight in. And we even used the elements of her self-tape in the final
Wow.
take. Like, and I think for me that was my light bulb moment in understanding that when casting a casting, it's really not personal. It's really just about the right person for the right role. Like, as much as I wanted my friend to do it, she just wasn't the right person compared to this other actor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And sometimes they don't even know what they're looking for. They're just like, here's a general description. Let's just see what's out there. And then like that's a huge win for the actor if they're now using some of the elements that you brought to that character. I mean, for the script, I mean,
And even
what a
like I was
compliment.
talking to a couple casting directors last week, and they both said, you know, as an actor, you might look at the breakdown and go, "Why am I auditioning for this? It doesn't make sense, right?" But you might be what they call the wild card, meaning casting themselves are getting creative with the role, and they're using you to pitch this idea, this version of the role that that production may not have thought of. So when you look at this character breakdown, you go, "That's not me." Audition anyway. It might be casting pitching you as a different angle for the role.
Like it could be it could be an age range difference, or I've seen that a bunch of times.
Yeah,
Age
one
range.
of my
Why am
girls,
I auditioning for these and I'm in my 40s or
yeah, happened with one of my girls. One of the first commercials I submitted her on, because she was the mum energy of her group. She was 23, but the job itself was 34. And I was like, I'm going to submit her anyway because the role is very mum energy. She booked it. Didn't matter.
so crazy. And then you don't book things for stupid reasons too, same reasons. Age range could be your color of hair. They want blondes, but maybe this is too blonde. Maybe they need a darker blonde, just little things you just cannot control. And so that's why I loved when in the beginning when you said, work on those controllables, work on those things that you can control. Like for me personally, it's been like 2 years since I've gotten some headshots. So maybe I could do that. And, my headshots are totally working, but maybe if I made them even better, who knows? That advice goes for anybody. Your social media,
Yes.
so great. It's so good. I love your videos. They're hilarious. If you guys go follow Sean, I'll put him in here. He's hilarious and also has great acting tips too. You make some really good tips on there about comedy. I mean, just everything, self-tape tips. I can't even think of anything right now, but you do food videos. You are so fun to watch on social media, and I hope everybody goes and follows you. And you just went to Japan, and
Yes.
that was so much fun to watch. I was like glued to your stories for like a week.
I have so many vlogs that I need to edit, and I haven't even touched them yet.
Well, let's get it going. I want to see.
I know, and I've got so many people who are like, Sean, I'm going to Japan soon. I need your videos. Because I did 18 days and I've only got 2 videos up there. And I did them while I was there. So that's why I was like, I need to get on them now because it was what? I was there in April and it's now September. So
Yes.
I need to get on
Yes.
them, but it's just life's been lifing.
Life's been lifing. I mean, let's be honest. Life has been
Videos will
lifing.
come. No, Japan was fun because I got to study Japanese in grade 7 and grade 8 as part of high school, and there was so much that I had studied that I've always wanted to see in person, and to see it in person, it's like mind melting, loving experience. Yeah,
oh
absolutely.
My God, I bet the people were just so amazingly.
They are so intentional about everything that they do. It's almost like a ritual. You know, just the way that they
Wow.
like give you things, the way that they place things in bags. It's very intentional.
Careful, with care.
Very.
Love that.
Yeah.
I
Even
think
the
that's
people
how
working
they
at McDonald's, you know, like Western society, we're like, oh, McDonald's job is just a whatever job, you know. But over there, like they're very like there's an honor in everything that they do, you know.
I think that's how they're raised, it's in their upbringing. It's their culture,
Part of
really.
their culture. It comes from their samurai history.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're always so polite, respectful, full of, yeah, just very kind. Oh my gosh. I would love to go to Japan one day. I think it'd be so beautiful just to see like, oh, it's like an island, but like a city. It's so crazy.
There are so many different environments, and everything is so accessible as well, you know. Like we were in Hiroshima, which is where the atomic bomb was, and then 40 minutes on a tram, and then on a ferry, I'm by the water on an island, you know, just 40 minutes away,
Wow.
like from city to island. It's crazy in 40 minutes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Yeah. I loved all your videos. They were so good. Your stories, they were just so funny. You had like a little, was it like a Hello Kitty? What was it that you got? And I even sent you a DM. I responded and I was like, oh my God, I've got to get one of those. It was like a purse or like a bag.
I don't know.
It
I
was like a
bought so much
frog or like Hello Kitty.
I bought so much stuff. I tell you, I went over with only filled my carry-on luggage, and I went over with 2 empty check-in luggage.
You did?
And I came back with 3 full check-in luggage and a full carry-on.
What the hell were you buying in Japan? What food did you bring home?
Probably about 12 different flavors of Kit Kat.
No way.
Ton of different chocolates, ton of different matcha. Yeah, I just bought all of
All
these
the
like,
things.
just Japanese snacks.
Oh.
Bought so much fashion. Like this is one of the pieces I bought.
That's another thing. They have great fashion in Japan.
Their fashion is so
really
fun.
do.
Yeah.
Yes. And like
so cheap too.
Really?
I bought a denim designer jacket, like couture, one of a kind.
No way.
It was only 200 Australian dollars.
Wow. In Japan.
In Japan.
You're like, that's coming home with me. It's going in that empty suitcase.
I left it. When I first saw it, I tried it on, and then I was like, oh, just leave it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. 6
hours later, I was back at that store. I was like, before it closed, I need it.
You're like, bitch, open the door. Bitch, open the door. I gotta get my couture.
I tell you.
Oh my God. Love. Yes. And yes, fashion. Yes. And the thing is that no one cares over there. You can wear whatever and they will be like, cool. Like, not that I've been there, but you know what I mean?
Subcultures, and those different subcultures all dress differently. So it's kind of like LA. It's kind of like Sydney, where you could wear and no one really bats an eye. They'll have a look, but that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Bigger cities are a little bit more forgiving. Yeah. It's harder in a little smaller town, you know, like a little outskirt or suburb.
Yeah.
It's harder. The mentality is a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, Japan, just like their food, their fashion, the tradition, so much culture. Yeah. Amazing.
Tons of sushi. I bet you just ate sushi like crazy.
Well, I found this restaurant and they just did $1 sushis.
What?
Yeah, like every plate was $1. And I was going.
Oh, is that one you got a bunch of different things and you? I remember that.
I was just stacking the plates up.
Yeah, I'd be like, wait, I need another hand.
It was so good, and they were conveyor belt sushi. So like you order on a screen, and then zoom, just on the wall next to you, and you can just like pick it up and.
What? That is so funny.
So good.
I've got to go to Japan. I would just love to go to Japan.
It. Yeah.
The fashion alone, I would be buying all the things.
Especially for like girls of your size as well. They had so much options. I was like, can I be a skinny girl? I just want to buy all the stuff.
You know what? You would rock it either way, Sean. Okay.
I just couldn't fit in it.
No.
I would have bought it if I could fit in it, but I couldn't fit in it.
Well, they're a lot smaller in Japan.
They are. They are a
They're a
lot
lot
more.
smaller.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I want to fit.
They come to America and they're like, wow.
Portions are still quite decent considering how small they are as a people. I tell you.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of every episode, I like to just play like a little game and ask some questions about, guests, so everyone gets to know my guests a little bit better on a personal level, which I think what we did because, I think I just love our conversations and you have such an infectious personality. And I'm going to surprise you with some of these. They're not bad or anything. They're really good. They're not bad at all. Okay, so if you, being a dancer, if you could be a backup dancer on tour, anybody, who would it be and why?
Janet Jackson, straight up.
I put her name right here. I was going to say Britney or Janet. I had a feeling you might be a Janet fan.
Yeah.
But I know we love Britney, so I put Brit or Janet. And
I do love a Brit, but Janet was my OG. I actually was listening to Janet Jackson before this call.
Sean, I listen to her all the time. Like Escapade is probably one of my top 3 songs for Janet. Rhythm Nation, I am bumping it. In my mom car, I am bumping that shit. I'm making up routines as I'm.
Yes. God.
Janet, I love Janet. She's so freaking iconic, dude. I cannot.
Oh, she's like one of the reasons why I wanted to be a performer for sure.
I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Me too, Sean. I'm not even kidding. She was in our. She was it when we were young. Our time.
Yeah.
It was Janet and Mariah, and then Britney came. Not that I think everyone, because Britney was a lot younger, and we just gravitated to her.
Yeah.
There's actually. Have you heard? There's like mumbles of a biopic coming out about her.
Really?
Yeah. And Emma Roberts has shown interest in playing her.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, like it says online that there's not really a lot of information. Of course, it's Britney, we don't know anything. But yeah, it's supposed to be based, obviously on her life, but her book too, The Woman in Me. Yeah. I'm excited about that. I'm definitely going to be watching that. Yeah. Yeah. I feel bad for our girl, man. I just wish for the best for her. But anyway, now that I know you've been on a reality show, I was going to ask you if you could go on any reality show, what would it be?
I would love to do The Amazing Race.
Why do I feel like, yeah.
I think I would make good TV with that.
You would be so great for reality TV. Like, absolutely. Like,
I will tell you, on the reality show that I have done, I gave them 2 big dramatic walk off set moments, and they never used it in the final production.
What? Why?
I don't know, but I literally did the whole I quit, I'm walking away, stop following me with the camera, and they never used any of them.
No. That's bread and butter is like the walk-off scene.
I even said to one of the contestants at the time, I was like, they're going to use that and I'm going to get ripped in the media. Nope, nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow. I've got to see that.
I want to see that footage.
I feel like we need to be on a reality show. We need to create our own reality show or something. I don't know.
I don't know about that one. Although there's a new dance reality show coming out soon.
Is there? In Australia or?
No, over in LA with the creator of the Pussycat Dolls.
Robin?
Robin, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, she's creating a dance reality show around, is it Play Studios or something like that in LA?
Oh, yeah, Playground.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're doing a reality show.
I did see something like that. Yes, you're right. That's coming. That's going to be so good. It shows the day in a life of a working dancer. Oh my God. I'm so glad you brought that up because that's going to be it's great to show people what really goes into that because you see, your Janet or Brittany up on that stage, Taylor, whoever, and the 12 people behind them, you have no idea what they had to do to get there.
Exactly.
I am so glad that they are shining a light on that because it is fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's
rough.
Hard. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like it's even harder than acting to book a dance gig. Really.
They're a lot more fewer compared to the acting jobs.
That is true. That could be why too.
And there's a lot more dancers than there are actors too.
Yeah. There's a lot of actors now that it's all online too. The last 4 years, it's really gotten pretty saturated.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, if you're good, you're good. You'll weed it out.
If it's
Yeah.
meant for you, it'll come. It'll
Yep.
happen. You'll make it happen.
All right, last question. And then don't hang up yet, because we'll talk after we say bye to the people for a couple minutes. Okay, would you rather be stuck in an elevator with the cast of Friends or stuck in an elevator with J-Lo and Janet Jackson? Like the two of them, like two elevators open, and you got Jennifer Aniston, David Schwimmer, freaking everybody over there, and then you got J-Lo and Janet. Ooh, I know where I'm going.
I'd probably go with Janet and J-Lo because there'd be a bit more space. It'd be very crowded in that Friends elevator. I will go for the space factor.
That's so fucking funny. Oh my God.
Too crowded
I thought
in that
for
elevator.
sure you were going to say Friends. I thought for
I'd love
sure.
to do both, but if I'm being realistic here, which I am, I'm a very practical person. I ain't getting squished against 6 people. And at least Janet and J-Lo, they're a lot more smaller. So at least I can room in that elevator too.
That is true. That is true. I can see you guys making up some dance shit in that elevator. Like all the things. Yes. Oh my God.
J-Lo was in one of Janet's videos.
I wouldn't be surprised. Which one do you think?
Where it was, I forget which one. I can just see the visual in my head because
was it this one?
I don't know because J-Lo's just an actor. She's not a dancer in it.
Oh, she was an actor in it.
Yeah. She was just like the scene was just a bunch of girls in a room hanging out, and I swear J-Lo was one of the girls. It was in one of Janet's like songs in the 80s.
In the 80s, yeah, probably. J-Lo's been everywhere, dude. She is, honestly, she's like the triple threat that I've always wanted to be. Like, dancer, she's an amazing, oh my God, her acting is so good. I mean, and she sings. I wish I could do all 3 of those, you know, like how she does. It's so cool, so talented.
Time to practice.
Yeah. Well, Sean, I want to thank you so much for coming. I enjoyed our chat. You gave out some really great information, and everybody go follow Sean on Instagram. And he's so great. And I hope you learn a lot from him because you mean a lot, Sean, and I can't say that enough. You've helped me through some tough mental blocks I've had. So yes, thank you. Anyways, all right, we'll stay on, and I'm going to hang up. Bye, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us today. See you next time.